You handcuffs. Get back.
Okay, thank you. All right, let me get this. All right,
Get back.
all right. Hey.
Get back.
Look. Get with the pushing, okay? Okay. I forgot to put up my mic. You all right? I was standing here. You all right? You just killed him behind. So relax. Bring your mark. What? Mark? What? Mark 13? So this is the Civil War that they were calling for. Back in 2020, 2019, 2018, they thought it was going to be between black and white though. They didn't realize it was gonna be amongst one another. But I said this. I said this was going to happen. And it's amazing seeing it play out. I've been saying this since 2019. People get on YouTube and make all these videos about having a civil war, but they wanted to have it against black people. They thought it was going to be between black and whites, but it appears to be between them, left and right.
Fuck you.
Look,
Stop. Look out. Damn.
he should really be home with his grandchildren.
I'm fine. I didn't breathe anything. I'm just angry. I'm 7 years old. Fuck. Angry.
He said he's 70 years old and effing angry. He should be home with his great grandchildren.
I think I'll need it, but we'll try it.
It's
Fucking Nazis. When you learned about Nazis, that's you now. When you learned about Nazis, that's you now. When you learned about Nazis, that's you now. Every fucking night you put your head down and look. That is you now. Fucking disgrace to law enforcement. Fucking disgrace. You were ready to blow. Ready to blow. Get the fuck out of here. Ready to blow. Ready to blow. Nazis! 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 When you learn about Nazis, when you learn about Nazis, that's you. When you learn about Nazis, that's you now. When you learn about Nazis, that's you now. When you learn about Nazis, when you learn about Nazis. Stop killing my friends!
Okay, I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Mic check, mic check. I think I'm back. Yeah, she's back. So I tried to show the video of what's going on in Minnesota. And I recall a while back when there were several videos circulating on the internet of white people um wanting a war. And my thing was there was going to be a civil war, all right, but they were going to be fighting one another. And lo and behold, when you turn on the news, when you go on YouTube and you see the videos, they are rioting, they are fighting against one another. A couple of days ago, a white man was killed, and it's on video. He took a gun and some ammo to a protest. I'm not saying that warranted him to get shot. They could have done better. That gun or that weapon to a protest. Of in Minnesota, particularly following the death of long-standing racial tensions, met a new digital age of civil war rhetoric. I know you guys have. I know you guys remember this. I'm gonna have to go through my videos and find the ones where I picked out and said that there will be a civil war, but they're going to be fighting against one another. I said that. All praises to the Most High Yah. I knew that He was going to turn it around. I knew that the Most High was going to turn them one toward another. I knew it. I knew it. While the primary movement was a global call for racial justice, the environment in Minneapolis became a magnet for various fringe groups, some of whom view the chaos as the opening of salvo of a second American Civil War. Between 2019 and 2022, online platforms saw a surge in videos and manifestos from individuals predominantly white and often associated with the Boogaloo movement, who used Hawaiian shirts and tactical gear as symbols of a looming domestic conflict. Many of these individuals were accelerationalists, believing they could trigger a systemic collapse. How I'm sounding over here? Let me hear my sound. Let me hear my sound. Okay, it's low, but I don't know what else to say. A significant portion of this rhetoric was built on a flawed, archaic vision of a race war. They expected a binary conflict between black and white populations, but the reality on the ground in Minnesota was far more complex. Far more complex. They expected a war between black and whites. But guess what they're getting? They was calling for a race war. But guess what they're getting? They expected a binary conflict between black and white populations. But guess what they are getting? Guess what they're getting? When the third precinct in Minneapolis burned, war zone. However, the viral videos as a calling for police reform, directly contradicting the extremist groups travel from buildings and escalate the violence into the they had practiced online. So this this was the far right that was protesting in Minnesota. Now it's protesting today as we speak. Right now, it's a jungle over there. I just tried to show it, but the video kept cutting off. It's being live streamed on YouTube. They are having an actual civil war in Minnesota right now as we speak. But back then, the tension wasn't just racial, it was a clash between the progressive urban core and the increasingly fearful rhetoric coming from rural areas. Problem saying that. Rural areas. Fueled by social media videos claiming busloads of activists were coming to destroy a claim that proved to be largely mythical. So the events in Minnesota among certain extremists factions to see the country fractured, and it highlighted how digital misinformation can transform legal grief into a national. My audio is messed up. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was wondering. Mic check, mic. I don't know what's going on. Mic check, mic check. Oh, my mic has a shortage. I should go. I don't want to. There it is. My mic has a shortage. But it's not. It's not my mic. It's actually my headphones. I should go get my other mic. Okay. He said. They said it's bad. Okay, I'm gonna go get my other mic. Oh my gosh. Be black. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Mic check. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So this is what I was saying. I remember back in 2019, 2020, 2021, people were calling for a civil war. You had white people all over the place calling for civil wars. And thank you. I just needed to go get my mic. I try to use my headphones, but they have a shortage here. But hold on, because this mic might go out too. Jesus, I need a new computer, a new mic. I need a new headset. I need a new everything. On YouTube, where there is a civil back around 2019, 2020, 2022, right? They thought the Civil War was going to be between, oh, it's going, my phone, my mic going in and out. They thought the Civil War was going to be between black and white. They didn't know that it was going to be amongst each other, but I said it. I said it. This war is going to be amongst one another. I said it. All praises to the Most High Yah, because he's the one that's turning them one towards another. Now I'm trying to get texts from my friends. They thought that too. They thought it was going to be between black and whites, and then they thought black and Latinos. But look, ain't you glad you sitting at home? I'm so glad I am out of this. I am so glad I'm not. And did you see there is a 70-year-old man out there fighting against ICE? He should be home with his great-great-grandchildren. He really should be home with his great-great-grandchildren. Why do my friends want to text me now? The news is a big fat liar. I mean, Donald Trump, when he came out with that fake news stuff back in 2016, he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. Those people that ICE is going after have warrants. Thank you so much. They know so you saying they know exactly who they're going after, right? They're not just going at random people like they want us to believe, right? I tried to share the video of what's going on in Minnesota right now. There's a news channel. That man that set it off. Who set it off? Which one you talking about? Shout out to When God Speaks. Hallelujah. Listen. When God speaks, listen. All praises to the Most High Yah. And the people try to, oh yeah. So I'm just glad that black people decided to sit this one out. Now you have this white guy. I don't want to show the videos because I think it'll mess up my live stream because my computer weak as hell. Which Somalian man was that? Was that the one that was had the daycare, or the one? It's so many of them. What about the Somalian man that said Black Americans don't know their fathers? It said that we are the results of one night stands. He tried to issue an apology. And I know I'm probably all over the place, but since you said Somalian man, that's the first man that came to my mind. He said Black Americans don't know their fathers, that we are the results of one night stands. when he said that I traced my father's lineage here in North Carolina all the way to 1701. Oh, the man that lost his life, his mother and father told him to stay out of it and don't get into it. The nurse, we're talking about the nurse, Pratty. What's his name? Pratty. I'm sorry that that man got shot and unalive like that, but he went to a protest with weaponry. I don't know of anybody that does that. Is it me? He went to the protest with a couple of guns and some magazines. And I don't know of any of our people that has ever done that. I'm not saying that they didn't, but if you're going to go out there to protest, I don't understand why you would need weaponry. And if you're still here when God speaks, do you remember when the migrants beat the police officers up in Times Square? They beat the police officers up in Times Square. And ever since then, American citizens been fighting law enforcement. What's up with that? Exactly. ICE don't have time to check and see if you are carrying a legal weapon. Exactly. To the And the Democrats have been against Americans for a long time. It just took some of us a while to wake up to it. It took some of us a long time to wake up to it. I'm going to tell you something. That last election opened my eyes, and I'm sure it opened the eyes of a lot of people. I need to hit my girl April Showers up. Y'all see April Showers, please send her this way. I had a cold for the last few days and didn't do any live streams, so when I get like that, she get like that. So I need to holler at her. Yeah. It took a lot of us a long time to wake up, to realize, because let me tell you something, I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Barack Obama twice. And now that I'm looking back on it, hindsight, he didn't do nothing for me during the his first election, because now that I think about it, when I was in DC at the time when Obama was in office. Now that I think about it, I remember that's around the time DC was starting to gentrify with Obama's first term. That's when all the white folks started to move in. DC hadn't been Chocolate City for a long time anyway, but when Obama was in office, his first term, that's when DC started gentrifying. I lost my job. I had been working there for a long time, making good money, but I got that job without having a degree at the time. Without having a degree. And they let a lot of anybody that didn't have a degree, they let them go. Anybody that didn't have a degree in DC at this particular time, you was laid off your federal government job. Gone were the days when they helped you go to school, when they paid for you to go to school. And they made it so that it was hard for you to find a job in the DMV. At least for me and a few people that I know, hard to get jobs. You go on interview after interview after interview. You get tired of hearing no after a while. That's what happened to me. So that's one of the reasons why I left DC. So he let in a lot of Muslims. I don't even want to talk about Kamala Harris. Now she's Indian. Now Kamala Harris is Indian. Oh, Lord, help me. Help me, Lord. Help me. I find it amazing or amusing, or I don't know which one it is, that white people are now fed up with this shooting that just took place of Mr. Pratty. Remember when they used to wonder why we didn't comply whenever one of us got gunned down? Remember, I know you have heard this before. Why didn't they comply? Why didn't they comply? Why didn't they comply? Oh, she's South Asian. Okay. Why didn't Renee Nicole Good comply? Why didn't she comply? They told her to get out. They kept asking her to get out, but her wife kept, drive, baby, drive, baby, drive. She said it 3 times in the video. Why aren't they? Exactly, her wife told her to drive. Why aren't they complying? Hell, a lot of our people complied and still got unalive. Now they're throwing out all the tear gas and water now. They got the water hose and the tear gas in Minneapolis now. Now all that's missing are the dogs. Now all that's missing are the dogs. Ain't that something? Oh my, how the tables are turning. All praises to the Most High Yah. He's seeing fit. Yeah, everything is turning around. Everything is turning around. When Cat Williams said that this is the year of the reveal, 25, 26, the year of reveal, he was not lying. Not only are a lot of celebrities getting revealed, getting called out for stuff, it's like regular people in my neighborhood now getting called out for stuff. They like to hide the truth and sit back and watch people act like a fool while they laugh, eat, and drink. Well, honey, the joke is on them now. The joke is on them. And they wonder why we're not out there. I am so glad that Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, are on one accord. And this is all because of the Most High Yah. This is his doing. Because if you think about it, it's not like we all came together and met in one room and said we was going to sit this one out. Nah. It's like all of us collectively said at the same time we was going to sit down and not be bothered by this madness that's going on in the United States of this here America. Who? What food line?
Huh?
Who?
What do you food line?
Oh, you about to take her to food line? Well, like I was, she in there?
I'm gonna call her back before I gotta put my name.
Okay. But like I was saying,
So you were live.
I'm live, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. But I just find it amazing. I'm amused at all of this, that they're crying and boo-hooing. And then you have this little Somalian girl that said ICE kidnapped her for 2 days, beat her up and whatever. And there's a white guy, I think he took his video down now, that said if we Black Americans don't think that this is our fight, and he showed a picture of the Somalian girl thinking that she was a Black American. Now, he should have known when she had on she had her head wrapped. He should have known that she was a Black American. What is that? There have been a buku. What is that? There have been a Boogaloo. I don't know what that is. Folks said it's out. It's not our fight. It's not. It's plain to see. It's not our fight. And I get kind of pissed off when I see a Black person out there, but I don't know whether they're Foundation of Black American or not. So I really can't get pissed off. But when I see dark-skinned people out there protesting, I gotta look that up. Thank you for that. I gotta research that. Akibulon is a real name, not Black. Akibulon. See, that's why I love my Foundation of Black Americans, y'all. I mean, listen. I know what I wanted to say now. I got cut off when I was talking about my Blango lineage, right? So, my father's last name is Blango, Blango. Very unique name. When this Somalian man came out and said Black Americans didn't know their fathers and they are the result of one-night stands, I knew he was lying or didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Most of the people that I knew, grew up with, knew their fathers. Even if he wasn't in the household, they knew him. If they didn't have a father in the household, they had a father figure, right? Akibulons. I'm gonna look that up, sis. Are you female? I'm gonna look that up. I'm definitely gonna look that up. But I did my research on my father's side of the family. I'm originally from North Carolina, right? I traced my father's side, and I'm still searching all the way back to 1701 in an enclave called Bettytown. You can look it up. Look up Bettytown. Bettytown. It was named after a woman who owned the land, but somehow lost it, and my Blango family ended up with the encampment. Encavement. I keep saying encampment. Encavement called Bettytown. It goes back all the way to 1701 in Beaufort, North Carolina. Bettytown was destroyed by one single white man. That's how small the enclave was. But the Blangos, the Moors, and I forgot the other family name, they were free men and women. They had to carry their papers around with them everywhere they went. This is before the United States was even the United States of this here America. So I come from a line of freed men and women. Bettytown is now Aurora, North Carolina. That's where most of my family members still live to this day. Blango. I found a family member yesterday on Facebook that still lived in Aurora. Aurora was Bettytown, North Carolina, where my people, freed men and women, lived off the land and off of the water. Their own land. My great grandfather, I am going to research the deed to the land that he owned. Can you close the door? I'll get it. And I'm researching that. This land was taken from my people. And it's documented. This is documented. So there's a guy that I follow on here, and he followed me, named Breeze Omega, you may know him. I was talking to him the other day, and I was telling him about my research, and he told me that his people created the enclave Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Elizabethtown, North Carolina. And when I was doing my research, Elizabethtown came up in my research. Now, I don't even know Breeze Omega Breeze. It's Omega Breeze. Omega Breeze sound better. So I don't even know him personally, but I'm willing to bet you now, since he told me that his family created Elizabethtown enclave, I'm willing to bet you that we're related. Somehow. Because these families, they married one another. Not family members, but people from different families. They married. And up to today, they still intertwine with each other. She said, my family was in Oklahoma. They were kidnapped and taken to the Carolinas. Girl. So let me ask you this. Do you believe that the Most High is reversing any curses? Al-Kibanon means land of blacks or mother of mankind in Arabic, and is the most indigenous name for the continent. Learn about its origin, other names, history, language. I know my mic went out. It's like that. I need a new computer, a new mic. Yes, I do. He is exposing every hidden thing. Every hidden thing. Every hidden thing. All praises to the Most High, y'all. I'm so excited. We are really living in some exciting times. I know our ancestors wish that they could have seen these times, but we living in some exciting times. We really are. I believe that the internet, the Most High allowed this internet. Because you know what? Before we had the internet, remember there's a passage in the Bible that says the whole world will be watching the two men. Oh my gosh, the whole world will watch. I used to wonder now how the whole world is going to see these two men, these two lamps, these two witnesses. Remember that passage? I know you know it. About the witnesses and the whole world will see them come alive or something to that effect. I know you know it. How the whole world gonna see that? The internet. That's why God allowed the internet. You can leave the door open. I wondered why. How are we going to see these two witnesses? How's everybody around the world going to see these two witnesses according to the scripture? They're going to see them live and they're going to witness them come back to life. Isn't that what the Bible says? How are we going to do that? The internet. So that's how I know the internet was meant to be. The Most High Yah put this internet here for something. He knew all of us was going to be hooked to this daggone internet. He knew we was going to be up here 24/7. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. Yahshua exposing. Yeah. Yes. All praises to the Most High. Yah. Yahshua is exposing all hidden things. Yes. Thank you, Most High. Yah. The truth is coming to fruition. The truth is coming into fruition. Everything that you guys did to us is coming back to you guys. It's coming back to you. Everything that you thought about us, oh, why didn't he comply? Well, why didn't you comply? It's coming back to you. Everything. And you trying to tell me, they're trying to tell me there's no God, no higher being, no higher power that created us all, and there's no Most High Yah that's going to gather his people the same as he did before, gathered his people. You trying to tell me the Most High Yah doesn't have a people? So you trying to tell me the Most High Yah didn't tell his people to sit this one out? So you're trying to tell me that the Most High Yah did not call a lot of people out from the Christian church in 2019, 2018, 2020, 21, 22, and 23, and 24, and all that? He didn't call a lot of people out of the Christian church. He called me out, and I was a deacon. Me and my husband were deacons. As soon as we became deacons, our eyes opened and we left. Not even a month. You hear me? The Christian church is something else. I don't know anything. I didn't learn anything about the feast days, but we knew the holidays. We celebrated Christmas. We celebrated Easter. I remember the pastor that I was under told his congregation that we should not be listening to Jay-Z and Beyonce. But do you know, this pastor had a banging ass playlist in his Cadillac truck, brand new Cadillac truck. He had all the go-go, DC go-go, all the funk. I remember we had a Christmas service, and he said we shouldn't be listening to Jay-Z and Beyonce. But when I walked down the steps into the sanctuary, I heard the Jackson 5 singing, "I Saw Mama Kissing Santa Claus." Yet he told us we shouldn't be listening to Jay-Z and Beyonce. We should be going to no Beyonce concerts. Yet you and your wife go see Frankie Beverly and Maze in Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? They got this pastor that I was under got a little boy preaching. And when I say a little boy, I think he got to be about 16 now. He probably about 16 or 17 now. He probably older than that. He was a little boy when I left. I went back and tried to listen to this little boy's sermon, and I could not understand a word he said. He is already hooping high and hollering high. I can't understand a word he said. And so I'm wondering, do he understand what he's preaching? Do he even understand what he's teaching? And now my friend hit me up today, just to tell me that this little boy is about to become an elder in the Christian church. She said these folks are playing with demonic spirits and calling it the Holy Spirit. Ain't it so? Ain't it? They changed the word in scripture to enslave Yahshua's people. Didn't they? And a lot of us are still fooled. But there's a remnant. There's that remnant, people like me and you that know the truth and know what's about to happen. We are the remnant. All praises to the Most High Yah. I'm so thankful that I know. I'm so thankful that the Most High opened my eyes, because when I left the Christian church, I learned more about the Most High Yah than I ever did. Ever. And I had been in church in years. I was in church for years, studying to be a deacon. As soon as I became a deacon, Lord, the Most High opened my eyes. And let me tell you how he did it. So I was studying one Sabbath, studying about the tithe. I was studying about the tithe. And I can't remember offhand what verse I was reading, but I have read the verse so many times, but simply ignored the fact that the tithe was never money, but food. When I saw that, I was like, wow, the tithe was never money. It was food. And so I posted on Facebook, when did the tithe become money instead of food? Sound like a fair enough question, right? When did the tithe become money instead of food? And then you have those people that say they didn't have money then. Yes, they did. Because if you lived too far to take your tithe to the destination that the Most High told you to take it to, which was the temple, you waited until you got to where the temple was, and then you spent your money to buy your tithe. And then you go into the place where the Most High says to eat, and that was the temple. And the pastor, he tried to answer me the best way he could, but every time he answered, I would throw another verse out there and say, but what about this verse? This verse says food. And then, he went on in that part where you can't pay the light, you can't pay the bills with food. You can't pay the lights in the church with food. Well, the original believers, they held church anywhere. They didn't wait to go into no building. They held church in each other's houses and worshiped in the temple. And when you having service in each other's houses, why are you going to pay somebody to come, or why are you going to ask somebody to give you money for studying the word in my house? Come on, y'all. The tithe was never money. It has always been food for the poor, for the widower, for the fatherless. That's what the tithe is. But yet y'all go every Sunday and give this man your good hard-earned money so that he can take a trip to Jamaica to go see Frankie Beverly Mays with his first lady. Now, before the 501c3, people donated to the church willfully. That's how the church survived, off of people's donations and general gifts, just a general offering. That's how churches survived. But for some reason, y'all want to give y'all hard-earned money to another man that's probably not even called by the Most High. Every time I move my computer, my mic comes loose. So, but yeah, y'all giving y'all money to someone that's probably not appointed by the Most High Yah. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I remember I was that Christian. I would have done anything for my pastor. Like, we used to worship outside. And I can remember specifically this girl cussing the pastor out in whatever language she was speaking. I don't know what language it was, but her eyes was fit on him, and she was cussing him out, and I was blocking her. I was standing in between her and the pastor. And I look back how crazy she was. An African girl too, or African or either Haitian. And I look back at how crazy her eyes were and how crazy she was acting, that girl probably could have unalived me right then and there. And then when you ask for help, they tell you no. Girl, who you telling? Who you telling? I was a deacon. I was the choir director. Now, I love directing the choir, but the choir was so dead. The spirit did not operate in that choir. But he sure was operating in me because I carried the whole choir. Me and my husband, we were the ones singing. But I'm glad the Most High took me up out of her. I do sometimes feel like I need a fellowship. I used to fellowship with some people online that didn't work out. And I loved these people, man. I loved them like they were my family. But something happened. Shit happened. Something happened between us that caused us to fall out. And I haven't fellowship with anyone since. I just study on my own. Not knowing who to trust. Hoping the Most High will send me someone that I can fellowship with, but if not, I just keep studying. I see. That's what I have to do now. I say to myself, I've learned so much about people and the internet, fakeness. I stay to myself. And that's real life too. And my friends, okay, so here's the story about friends. I am from Kinston, North Carolina. Left Kinston, North Carolina in 1986 to DC. I stayed up to DC. I stayed in DC up until about 3 years ago. What's this, 26? About 3 years ago. We just coming into 26. Yeah. I have all my friends I can on one hand. I have 3 good friends. I have since moved back to Kinston, North Carolina, where I grew up with. But my friends that I used to hang out with, they have moved to other parts of North Carolina. I have 2 friends that live in North Carolina and 1 in DC. That's it. I stay to myself. And I have no problems with it. Because these days, you don't know who's on your side. I mean, Most High gives us discernment. Yes. I thank him for giving us discernment, because when you have discernment, you can tell about the people that's surrounding you. You will feel, their energy. When the Most High tell you, you move into a new neighborhood, right? Let's say you move into a new neighborhood. Your next door neighbor cool, but the next door neighbor down from her loud as hell. Like, you can hear her coming from miles away. Why would I want to be around somebody like that? I already know she messy. That's discernment. Well, that ain't discernment. That's common sense. That's really common sense. But I say to myself, me and my husband, that's it. My parents, I go see my parents. My daughter lives with my parents. My other daughter lives in Tarboro. She was the first one to leave DC. Born and raised in DC. And she was like, I am never going back. She moved to North Carolina and fell in love with it. She came down here and learned how to hunt, learned how to crochet, set up her business, and she's doing well for herself. I don't mess with nobody but family. I go visit my aunts and uncles on my dad's side and my mom's side. Most of my dad's brothers and sisters are in DC. Girl, I can't stand it no more either. I used to love it. When I was younger, yes. When I was younger, I used to love it. I used to love it in the summertime. But when I left, it was no longer Chocolate City. It hadn't been Chocolate City for a long time before I left. When let me put it this way. When Marion Barry died, he took the city with him. He took the heart of the city with him. Because when Marion Barry was mayor of D.C., I don't care. You can say what you want. Crack, crack, crack. Jobs was plenty. The kids was working. Kids could find jobs like that. When Marion Barry died, the heart of the city died with him. I agree with that. That man, he loved DC, and DC loved him. I'll tell you something, your cousin has some strong ass hands. I shook that man's hand, he almost broke my fingers. That man has some strong hands. But DC loved Marion Barry, honey. They loved your cousin. They loved him, and he loved DC. And DC haven't been the same since he left. You know they loved him. They voted him back in after the crack incident. They voted him back in after he was caught doing crack, cocaine. I saw him driving his own limo one time. I seen Marion Barry driving his own limo one time. That's no lie. Seen Chuck do it too, Chuck Brown. I seen Chuck Brown drive his own limo too. Oh, she said she can't stand DC. He was. I can't wait to look up that word. I can't wait to do my research on that word. You know, I'm a researcher. So I thank you for letting me know about that. I thank you for letting me know about that. See, let me tell you something about me. When somebody told me, let me see tissue. Where's my tissue at? Hold on. When somebody told me that I was Hebrew, that I was the real Israelite, I didn't say, no, I'm not. I'm from North Carolina. I ain't no I did my research. And everything started falling into place. Everything started making sense. The only thing is, when I tried to tell other people, they shot me down, yo. They shot me down. Like, man, you don't know. But now, they see. Now they see. When somebody told me that I could possibly be a foundational Black American, did you think that I went up against that? I ain't no damn foundation Black American. I don't even know what the foundation. What is a foundation Black? Who's the leader? Who's this? Who's that? I did my damn research. And come to find out, it's true. My people have been here for over 300, 400 years. I am a foundational Black American. Now, my children, my first husband was Igbo. My children's father, he's African, Igbo. I did my research on the Igbo man. And do you know that 15% of Black Americans have an Igbo descendant somewhere? So I don't consider Igbo people. So here's what I researched, right? Here's what I found out about the Igbo people. I found out that the Igbo people are descendants of those people that fled Jerusalem when the Roman soldiers and camp. Remember when Jesus said, flee to the mountains? Flee to the mountains. When you see all them soldiers on your land, flee. So I was told that the people that fled from the Roman massacre, they fled into northern Africa or fled into Africa. And they blended in with the Africans. But then the Africans began to sell the Igbo people. Now, when this was going on, there had to be indigenous people elsewhere in other parts of the world. There had to be. Otherwise, my people wouldn't have been in this area for over 300, 400 years. And like I said, my people still in this area. Strong. Blaine goes strong. I've never been to Aurora, North Carolina, but the town that I'm from is so close to it. I gotta go. I have an Aunt Ruby. That's my dad's oldest aunt. That's my dad's grandfather's sister. She's still alive. She's still alive. In Aurora, North Carolina, where our Bettytown enclave was. Hallelujah. She said the reason a lot of Hebrew Israelites are too radical, they make it bad for other Hebrews. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm just thankful. The Most High is going to gather us. I know that he is. He said he'll do it. He said he's going to do it. No matter how. As long as he do it. He said he's going to gather us. Anyway, people, I'm so glad that Black Americans are staying at home. I'm crocheting this quilt. I need to finish. I'm planting seeds. No, literally planting seeds. Minding my Foundation of Black American business. Not responding to a lot of these idiots because my Foundation of Black American brothers and sisters, they getting these people asses. I don't even have to. So I just sit back and watch the show. Like Dr. Dre, the Watcher. The Watcher. I just sit back and watch the show and wait on the Lord. Wait on the Most High. Yes, honey, look. So we better start growing our own food because they are going to start playing games. I'm trying to tell you, and don't be come looking for mine. Don't come looking for mine, honey. Because I'm planting for me and mine. You want to sit around here and twerk all day long and do all this and that. Play videos all day long, and I got my girl. I got it. Matter of fact, I have a channel, BeeSparrowTalk, where I show all my gardening. Yes, okay, but so now keep your old medication that will help you trade and barter. Yes, honey. Which I threw a lot of my husband's old medications away, and I'm sorry I did. I am so sorry I threw his meds. I threw a lot away. But I won't be doing that no more. I won't be doing that anymore. I'm keeping everything. Plastic bags. I'm learning how to crochet plastic bags. learning how to make materials out of plastic bags. What? Yes, I will. I'm definitely going to hold on to my old medications instead of throwing them out. I'm sorry, my friends want to text me all of a sudden. I've been here all day, and now they want to text me now that I'm lying. Painkillers, yes. Vicks Vapor Rub, all that stuff. Start collecting now. Like when I go to the grocery store, I at least grab 3 canned goods of something. At least. At least. Soap, yeah, toothpaste, and of course tissue. But you know what? Freeze dry your food. That's what I want to learn how to do. Freeze dry and can my food. I'm learning how to crochet, learning how to make bags. I'm just learning how to do a lot of things that I feel like we're going to need. And we're going to need to learn how to do them soon. Because I remember back in 2015, 2016, people was telling us this. Start putting away stuff, for a rainy day. I'm just thankful that I know. I'm just thankful that I know. And I was trying to warn others, but I got kicked down. Like I didn't know what I was talking about. And so I stopped. I just started looking out for myself and my family. Ooh, excuse me. Yes. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting over a cold, so. Oh, I had to blow my nose. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I get my listeners after they'll start falling in after I end the live, but that's fine. That's good. I don't mind. I just want to say to my Foundation of Black Americans, man, y'all, please, if y'all, I love Black Alpha. I love Tariq Nasheed, but I just kind of wish that they would stop with the name calling. Stop fighting with these people. I don't like calling them tethers, but I know a lot of people call people with migrant parents or migrant parents tethers. Like my daughters. Yeah, the name calling is frustrating. I kind of feel like we can get more done amongst one another without all that name calling and without letting these tethers And I hate calling people tethers without letting them frustrate you. Because I hate calling people tethers because my daughters are Nigerian. My daughters are Igbo. And I hate that. But I just wish that I like that they give us the information of what people are saying, you know, keeping us abreast of what people are saying about us and how things are going down. I appreciate that, but I wish we could do it without the name calling. And I get it though. They call names, we call names. But I just wish if the diaspora can come together, that would be great. Because if you get right down to it, they really are our cousins. Like the Africans are Hamites, we Shemites. So, and I believe the people in the Caribbean are Shemites, if I'm not mistaken. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream. So I just kind of wish that the Caribbeans and the Africans and the Foundation of Black Americans can all get along. But what's the chance of that? What's the chance of that? It's your girl B Sparrow, Buzz Sweet Talk Radio. Thank you. When God speaks, listen. I hope we can do this again sometimes. I hope I can come to your panel sometimes. I hope you can come back and perhaps join the panel sometime. Right? Africa doesn't feel like we are related. They separate themselves from us. I know. I was married to an African man for over 20 years. For over 20 years. Yes. I stayed with the man until I couldn't take no more. That's just how bad it was. And I know for sure that his family didn't like me. I know for sure. My ex-mother-in-law used to tell me all the time, I wish she was Nigerian. I wish she was Nigerian. So I know that they don't like us. And I'm not just saying that because of what I hear. I experienced it with my own family. I've experienced it. But if we could all just come together and stop this foolishness, that would be great. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie. That would be great. I would want that. Because like I said, if you get right down to it, we really are family. They are our cousins. They are Hamites. Now, the Igbos are not Hamites. The Igbos are Shemites. So that's what I've learned in my research. But like I said, it would be great. And I know a lot of FBAs don't want to hear that. I know a lot of FBAs don't want to hear that. But it would be great. But if it don't happen, that's fine too, because it's the Most High that's doing all the work anyway. It ain't Tariq Nasheed. It ain't Black Alpha. And all these other FBA gatekeepers. Ain't nothing wrong with gatekeeping. I gatekeep too. We have to gatekeep. Otherwise, we'll lose everything that we've worked so hard for. We have to gatekeep our stuff, right? And I'm so proud of Black Americans for standing up against people like Fat Joe, who tried to pull hip hop right from under us. I'm so glad that people stood up and said hell to the no, Fat Joe. Especially Dewan B. I don't know if you guys know Dewan B. He really put that shit nip that in the bud when Fat Joe was out there saying that Black Americans and Latinos created hip hop 50-50. Dewan B nipped that in the bud. I was so disappointed in KRS-One. Never liked Busta Rhymes anyway, but disappointed in KRS-One. Very disappointed. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to shut this down. My live stream didn't start out so good, right? I tried to show the video of the Civil War that's going on in Minneapolis right now as we speak. They are fighting ICE agents. I remember years ago they thought it was going to be black against white or black against Latino, but it's them against them, and I love it. Okay, B Sparrow Bus Sweet Talk Radio, y'all. Holla at y'all, girl. Okay. Well, all right.